Hey everyone, it's Venom. Today we're going to be taking a look at a matchup between Phantoms and Team Gravity. Uh, one reason why I wanted to take a look at this game is, first off, they're two very good teams, top of the master tier on the EU side. And the second reason is I want to take a look at an EU match for you guys because I think there is a significant difference in the way that the two regions play. So, NA, I think it appears to me have pushed more towards a slow down pace of possession, passing, and working the disc forward. Versus EU, they've seemed to put more focus on their chaining and dribbling, clear chains, and all that sort of stuff. So, and it's because they're able to get away with it when you've got ping so low like they get to have over there. It's something that you just have to bring it into your arsenal, into the way that you play. So we're going to take a look here. First off, before we do get into this round, we had the first round Gravity took pretty heavily, I might add, 6-16 in favor of Gravity. You see a lot of attempts happen here. Possession was pretty heavily over on Gravity as well. Stuns were pretty much even, and yeah, so we'll see what Phantoms does, what they did to adapt between rounds, obviously we don't know what they talked about between rounds, but we might be able to come up with some conclusions on some of the things that they changed to play in this next round. So I don't want to give anything away as far as who wins this match if you haven't seen it yet. Obviously if you keep track of the standings and what's going on over there, you probably know, but it's a great game to watch. I'm going to put the link to this video on YouTube in the description of my video, so that way you can go through and watch if you want to and see how round 3 ends up. So it's a great game. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into it, and we'll get started. Let's see here, round 2. Perfect. So got the initial joust here, and let's go. All right, Phantoms end up winning the joust, send it down left, and some good pass work already, just immediately at the beginning. Let me turn this down a little bit, kind of loud. I don't know if that helped at all. But yeah, you can see they were just shifting the disc around, trying to find an opening on the goal. They ended up having, I think it was Archie up in the top corner on clock here, which was a great distraction for the goalkeeper, not knowing if this shot was going to be a pass up here or just going, in this top right corner. So well done from Finity on that placement on that shot, and let's see what offensive rollout Team Gravity comes out with. All right, so immediately we've got, looks pretty much like a split. The passes were a little bit long for my taste, at least going up against teams with chains this fast. Looks like we lost control on the trail back through the tunnel, and Phantoms were able to get down fast and take that nice easy shot in for the 2. So maybe a different rollout here from Gravity this time. See if we can adjust. Here we go. Another pretty distant play. Now, they got away with it because they weren't running that double chain from, what's going on here? Oh, it's the volume. My arrow key wasn't working. Okay, so there we go. So yeah, if you can see here, they don't have a double chain running. They've got the chain that ends up over here, which is good. They pulled them kind of out of the play. And now you do have this longer pass option, but had that chain staying together in the back, that would have been a pretty risky chance. Now right there we have the cut pass across the center of the arena, and it gets cut off there and stolen. Now kind of a risky shot there from Finity. I would have probably gone to the clock pass, and then he could have just dropped down and dunked it in or something, but well done. And right there, that's a good example of using your geo behind the goal when you just can't quite find a good lane for this shot. Obviously, the side pocket would have been good, but it's tough to get it around even the lip of the backboard here. So the movement up and down, as you can find just try to throw the goalkeeper off their game, and then you can see the bottom shot here. Well done. Yeah, that's critical. And it's something that I even have tried to get and recommend my own team start doing. A lot of people, as soon as they get the disc behind the goal, they just want to come up and take the shot. Well, sometimes goalkeepers are getting so good that they can read those. And by adding those, just 2 or 3 little jukes behind the goal before you take that shot, it's sometimes enough to open up some space for that shot. Now, this is a great example of a passing triangle right here. I'm going to let this play out and then replay it here. So we get the pass through from Winter, and you can see there's somebody, he's being covered right now, but there's a triangle right here, and they just work it around, trying to break up this chain. Beaver ends up doing it. They split apart, and now they get the low pass and then the corner pocket right here for the shot. Great work. That's a clinic on using those triangles and working the disc forward, and it's very hard to defend that. All right. A little bit of a slower rollout. I don't know if they missed the disc on the front there or what. Deep pass through, open shot. I feel Simon's pain here because I know this is probably somewhere where you obviously want to take the 3. 3's open opportunities like this are always great, but you have to know if you do push off to try to take this shot, when you're going to push yourself into geo like this, and that's exactly what happened. So you do have he's got a teammate 17, Viatrex. He's coming in on the cross side here. What I would have probably done is that chain is right on your tail, so you've got to get rid of the disc or at least move out of their direct line here. So what I probably would have done is just drop back, form some space, and then got that cross pass over here to let him drive in. But just unfortunately clipped the top of the frame there. That's okay because we get the reset. Great pass work here, and just clip the Pac-Man on the way to Viatrex. Gravity taking a little too long to get their chains together. We're back. Having a hard time getting the control of the disc there. Good pass. That was a great bounce pass there to open up space. So we've reset from Phantoms. We're trying to form at least a diamond or some kind of square to make sure we've got pass options available. Now here's where I don't know who this is back here. I would have probably started moving. That's a very difficult line, especially if you're at the bottom, like near the trench down here. Obviously, our angle is very good. There might have been a good line between Ghost and Pac-Man, but I probably would have tried to shift up a little bit higher and got the ceiling to get more open for that shot or that pass. Beaver was just, they were already covered. That pass was going to either, even if they had received it, expect to be stunned out right there. So just a little bit of recommendation on positioning there, but get the disc back. Self-pass clear. Comes out. And nice little tap. Beaver slowing it down. Trying to get some space. Just a slight miss pass here to the lower left. This was a great idea to try to reset it back to the goalkeeper. Unfortunately, they had to, I think, go over the nest. So it wasn't like a direct line to the goalie, and they would have had to come up for it. As they were trying to drop down and just get into position for a goal, Beaver tried to read the bounce off this backboard, and I think it clipped like the lip of the tube right here. And those non-flat bounces, especially if you're expecting to read just a straight back bounce, unfortunately didn't happen, and it clipped that and kind of went up a little bit. I think that's why they missed, but here we go. Yeah. Great scoop up there from Gravity. Got the 2 points. And I think we see a timeout here. Yeah. So this is probably a good time to go ahead and talk about timeouts. So timeouts are something that they're not new to VRML because we've had them attack timeouts basically for a while, but strategic timeouts are something new this season, and it's something that I think every team, no matter your ranking, should start at least considering or thinking about bringing into your matches. Because basically, what is happening? I don't know about this game because I want to say Gravity got this goal, but Phantoms might have hit the one before that. It's a great way to kind of slow some momentum down. If you're constantly, you feel like you're on your heels and you need to just take a breather or talk things out, because this game is all about adapting. And so if you are constantly seeing like, okay, their chains are all over us, we need to slow things down, maybe keep our passes a little bit shorter on our defensive side rather than sending everything down and getting hit by that back chain. But you just don't have time in between like goals because it runs so fast. That's a great way to just call the timeout, get your team together, and just talk things through and say, okay, how can we get around these chains? And so, maybe that comes down to saying, hey, Archie, I'm going to have you target the front chain. You're going to be our brawler for this next little bit, and just see if that helps allow you guys to move forward. So, using the timeouts are a great way to get some momentum back. We're going to move forward. And here we go. And see what kind of rollout Phantoms come out with. So Gravity came out quick there. Unfortunate miss, because that would have been, honestly, pretty demoralizing if that had gone in, because that would have been a pretty big three-pointer. Put them up by, one, but especially just right after a timeout. Super painful to take something like that, but ends up being a 2. If I were Phantoms, it would just be something like, okay, slow things down. We got to get our passes on target, and just try to forget that entire sequence there. Put it behind you. Go ahead and move into the next play, because you don't want to let that get in your head. This is another. The chains from Gravity are just insanely quick. You can see the goalkeeper or the quarterback barely has enough time to make a decision on when to make that pass. Now, this is a fantastic play. I do have to go back and review and show you guys this one. So, Lowrider, we've got him moving around the floor, looking for an open pass down here. He's obviously got his reset if he needs it, but there's not too much pressure on him, so he's going to continue working forward. Now, you can see this. Who is that? Simon? Yeah. Immediately gets targeted right here by all 3 players. Decides to just dish it back out, then try to slap up a shot that's a pretty low percentage angle. Pass goes over to Louis, and all of their players now jump into goal, and that is not a good opportunity for Louis to try to take this shot. He could maybe try to go for a top pocket, but rather than do that, he sends his pass back to Lowrider, I believe. Again, Lowrider, he starts this cut, low angle, low percentage shot here. So what he ends up doing is kicking it down to Simon, and then he continues his course into the goal. And so what he's doing now, he gets a block on somebody and comes in and tries to stun out another player, and that's going to remove at least 4 hands out of the goalkeeping, the shot receiving side from Phantoms. And so by doing that stun and that extra pass, and we even see one more here to try to get the disc on the cross side, and everybody's stunned out. We have an open goal. That's great work on just kind of creating more time to allow a player to stun out the goalkeepers. So great work there from Gravity. So that was, a 4-point swing to Gravity right there in a very short amount of time. I think it was like a minute and a half. Gravity's back in possession. Looks for the clear chain. Man. Yeah. I don't know if he should have called that player and told them to grab the disc if they just hesitated on that, but that could have been another goal right there. Some good pass work. What a save. Who's that? Winter. Unfortunately, the clear goes right to Gravity again. You don't really have, especially when you're playing against teams like these, to make that decision too quickly. You've got to be, you don't have a whole lot of time to hold it before the clear goes. So this is a great move from Finity right here as well. And I want to talk about how a lot of teams, when it comes down to like, bronze, silver, gold, and even some in platinum, if they get this disc and they see this chain coming at them, I don't know if they get flustered or they feel like there's too much pressure and they just have to get rid of the disc. Finity does a great job of just containing and holding it back here on Cloud. And so what ends up happening is Gravity, I think Lowrider ends up grabbing a toe here and going forward with them, but they send their chain all the way back. And so if Finity had just sent this disc down, it would have been just another turnover. So Vitrix, Louis, they I think end up stopping back here, but what ends up happening is Simon, he's the slow player here. He's going to end up putting some pressure on Finity, but you've created space now to make this pass. And then he sees the opening across, and you can just see how well they work the disc around in order to make space to move the disc through the middle. Now they get time to carry. He's got this short pass to Pac-Man, probably looking up to Finity up here. This little dish down to Archie, and then that's just insane. It was a great play right there. And honestly, you can see how it just pulls all of Gravity's defense out. They all attack Archie, and he's just got this nice, easy little pass into to Beaver to drive into goal for that dunk. So, yeah, that was, like you said, outstanding. All right. And let's see. Now we've got Gravity on the rollout. Tie game. 3 minutes. 10 seconds left. Missed pass here on the left side that almost gets cleaned up by Louis, but the tap comes through. A great dribble right here. And I want to point out there's a reason for that, and it's because when you have the disc, or at least you're trying to maintain possession, moving around from block to block, geos and stuff like that, it's a little bit more dangerous. Some players are very good, especially if you play inverted and you can kind of swirl around them and make some time and space, but your better opportunities are at the floor and ceiling because you have a lot more space to juke around on and create some time for yourself. Now, this dribble gets them to the ground very quickly, which is great. And then Winter starts moving forward. Beaver sees Vitrix coming in from behind, so they back up a little bit. That one juke gives them time to then, I think, see... who is this? Archie? No, Finity. Yeah, Finity, who then kicks it over. I believe Finity's a she. I could be wrong on that. I apologize if I am. But they're able to kick it across immediately to Winter. The cross in again. Archie drains it. Great job. And one thing I want to point out from Finity is they knew as soon as they got that disc, they were thinking ahead. What do I do? I don't have the shot because there's a goalkeeper. If I do happen to get the disc, where am I going with it? And they saw that quick pass to, I think it was whoever was in the bottom right. Yeah, that's exactly what you want to do. Here we go. Quick chain in. Great defense there from Phantoms. Switch. Yeah. Using the resets when they need to. Send it down. Very risky shot there. I don't know if they were expecting, who's got the disc, Archie, to be more on their heels and looking back to try to find one of these blocks and then sneak a shot in the top or bottom pocket. But I do want to point out, when you shoot on a goalkeeper like that and they receive the disc, because it doesn't, it's an easy save, that's a turnover. That is a loss of possession that you have, and now you've got to work hard to get the disc back. And if Phantom scores, that's another. It just increases your deficit. So this now I want to talk about here with this clear. Don't get too hasty, especially you're up right now. You've got 2 points up on Gravity. You don't need to score quickly is what I'm trying to say here. And so they've got time, they've got space. There's no purpose for this clear right now. Now they might be seeing Archie coming in close so that way they can get the chain set up, but I honestly don't like to see clears happen unless the chain is literally already together. If there's no chain together, and you can see, I think Gravity has a chain together. If I'm seeing this correctly. They're going to beat you to the disc every single time. Now, they do happen to link up quickly and put some pressure right here, but quite honestly, I would much prefer to see that chain together first. What a great save there also from Lowrider. I think that was Lowrider. Saved the 3, kept it to only a 2-point shot. Just a little bit more power on that slap away. Might have saved him there, but I mean, you did exactly what you needed to, so well done. Yikes. Yeah. Very quick chain there. Slap away. Worked out very well to Louis. The quick chain back happened to knock him out. And we're looking for some possession here. Lowrider's got it. Low pass down to lower left. Lowrider, he's just heavy. Oh, this is something that I think players should also start doing a little bit more. And that's hanging out, not moving in. Because right now he's essentially at an anchor. He doesn't get something to push off, unfortunately. But he's sitting here just waiting for a quick little pass up, and then he can slap it in. I'm guessing probably one of the pockets or whatever. But instead, it looks like Simon sees that there was a chain or a couple players coming in from behind, so that wasn't the best pass option available. Decided to take it in from behind and take that shot. So very well done there. And that's all coming down to decision making. So that's one thing when you're in the master tier, your decision making has to be correct. You have to be making the right choices. Otherwise, you make the wrong one, you pass to somebody who's going to be covered, you lose the disc, and that's a turnover. Loss of possessions are huge. So slightly off pass there to Archie. Almost gets it back. Man. Couldn't quite make the decision. And great work. Lowrider slowing things down, letting his team move forward. Sends it low. Simon's looking for a teammate. Oh. Yeah, got lucky the frame was there. Great pass behind goal. Well done. Tied it up. Yeah, such a great game. So here we go. Going to OT. All right, Phantoms comes in with the win. They slap it left. Look for the cross opening. Low behind goal, right into the bottom pocket or close to bottom pocket there. I don't think there was a whole lot. Who is that, Lowrider? Viatrex. I think that's who's in goal. Yeah, not much he could have done. I guess as soon as he saw this pass come down, he could have dropped down and tried to stun him out. But, yeah, that was a great, well-placed shot there from Archie. Came across his body and hit this lower left post, I guess. So, all right. So, yeah, like I said, what a great game. The entire match is very fun to watch. I've seen all 3 rounds, and I highly recommend if you like this breakdown. I mean, there's so much to learn from this game. So I will link in the description the matchup, so you guys can go back and watch it if you want to. And I don't want to spoil who wins it unless you follow the rankings. You might already know, but yeah, definitely a game worth checking out. So let's take a look at the stats real quick. Again, Gravity has a lot more attempts on goal. I think what we're seeing, though, is Phantoms having more quality attempts. They might take less, but the ones that they do take were on target and in goal. So that's great. Possession definitely shifted. They were at 57% for Gravity. Now it's down to 54%. So Phantoms controlling the disc a little bit better this round. Lots of assists, especially from Phantom's side. Well, actually, I'm sorry, Gravity's side. They did have a higher percentage of them. But, yeah, such a great game. I would highly recommend checking it out. And I think here in probably the next 3 weeks, I will be doing a Master Tier NA game to review. And we'll kind of compare the differences between the EU styles and NA. So we'll see that when it comes up. So I appreciate everybody checking it out. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.